So before we get into this morning's discussion, I just want to let you know that I'm watching my stepson's bulldog, Matilda, and she has some sort of stomach thing, so she's making all these weird growling noises. Just will not leave me alone to do this recording. Right, girl? Yeah, you goofball. So if you hear some odd noises, if you hear some odd noises like that, Matilda really would like to. Actually, she would like to talk. Would you like to talk, Penny? Yeah, you want to talk? When I was working on one of my graphic novels, let's say, my focus was very intense for a very long period of time. Like books like A League of One took a year and a half to do. Books like Shiva's War, which was a very long project, took maybe 2 years to do, 3 years to do. It was 2 years. And when I was writing, when I was laying the book out, doing my preliminary drawings, when I was painting, I would wake up every morning with a very strong idea of what I was doing, and I would focus and I would work, through the day, every day, except for weekends. Didn't work on weekends, but every day on that one big project. That was an incredibly exciting, wonderful place to go. And I would just lose myself for the day in my work. I would come up at the end of the day and I would be like completely disoriented. I wouldn't even know what kind of weather we had had that day. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a sense of time. I don't know if this is true of all people who work in a very focused way, but I would have a very hard time talking after my work day. It would take me at least an hour after I came back up from working to be able to hold a conversation with somebody. I was just so in my head. Like I said, that was a wonderful feeling. It's something I've always gravitated toward, like getting lost in my work. That getting lost creates space for amazing things to happen. It's almost like when you're working on a project, you have to get past a certain point before things really start to click. Like when I start work, it takes me a while to get into it. You kind of have to get loosened up. There's nothing more frustrating than being pulled out of that place, being pulled out of that workspace. Let's say I was working and one of the kids had to get picked up from school or something. I remember being very frustrated. Like, I had just gotten to the place where the work was starting to flow nicely, and then I was yanked out and pulled away. For myself, when that rhythm would get broken, I would get resentful. I would get mad. I would feel like, crap, I had just gotten here, and now I'm getting yanked away by something. And I would carry around this feeling like, I don't want to be here. I want to get back there. So so part of what I want to talk about is the downside of that. There's an upside, obviously, which is it's really where great art comes from, where great work comes from. But the downside is is that can also be a bit like a drug, where you just want to be there all the time. And you're really not happy if you're not there. That was absolutely true for me. It still holds true for me. It's maybe my major drug, is going to that place. So one of the things that I realized I was doing was was by needing to be there all the time, I was starting to damage other parts of my life, just like any other drug use would do. If you think about it, my my relationships suffered sometimes. One of my regrets is that I wasn't always there for my kids in the way that I wanted to be. I wasn't always there for my first wife in the way that I should have been. Other things sort of suffered. My health suffered. I didn't really take care of myself. I would much rather have been in that place, working, engrossed, involved in that other world, than taking care of my body and my needs, my health needs in the world. I slip into that mode of flow so naturally and eagerly that I will forget about time, I'll forget about appointments, I'll forget about all sorts of things. One of the things I've learned about myself is that when I feel resentful, it means I'm in a bad relationship with something. I don't want resentment. I don't want to let large parts of my life kind of go to pot because I'm so hyper-focused. I certainly don't want to damage my relationships with the people that I love in service to this focused way of being. I don't really know what the resolution is. I'm going to have to see over time how this plays out, because the balance is, I need to have the focus, I need to put in the time, and yet I also need to not be so addicted to it, so that when the demands of the world and of my body and of my relationships pull me out of that place, that I'm not resentful and irritable and just sort of mad about it, because that's not a good place to be in. That doesn't feel good to me. I want to be where I am, and with the people who I'm with. I want to be with them 100% when I'm with them. I don't want to be yearning to get away, certainly, to talk. Would you like to talk, Penny? Yeah, you want to talk? You're just interrupting me. You're interrupting me. Actually, this is a great example. Matilda is frustrating me because I was in the flow. And I was in the flow, Matilda, and you pulled me out of it.